Okay, let's get this party started. I'm checking the audio, make sure everything's running okay. Okay, we got audio, we're rolling here. Everything is rocking and rolling. Cool. Let's turn this on. Boom. How's everybody doing today? Good to see you. Get this audio, video good there. Hope everybody's doing okay. We're having a great night tonight. What is it? Today is Monday, the 6th of May, man. I can't believe how quick just the time goes by, the months go by. Oh my goodness gracious. This is our, when it comes to these 3 times a week videos, this is number 91. If you can believe it, we're going to be celebrating 100 live streams at the end of this month. I think it's on the 27th. Yeah, I've thrown some extras in there, just some traditional drawings, but I'm just so shocked that we'll have done 100 live streams. That's a lot of time. Both for you and me spending time together. Super appreciate and humbled being a part of this on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about projects and getting your projects started, and share a little bit of what I'm working on right now and just playing around. Hey Marianne, how you doing? I got Buddha Belly here. Great to see both of you, great folks. But again, I'm just humbled just to be here on YouTube, and it's just, I love it. It's late at night for me. It's almost midnight. I've been working all day, and said goodnight to all the family, put everybody to bed, and you can see the clock probably behind me too. It's what 10 till or 9 till midnight over here, the witching hour. And but I sincerely appreciate you good friends out there on wherever you are out there, and joining me here on the YouTube channel. Like I always say, you could go and check out anybody on the internet and go watch other YouTubers and things like that. And I sincerely appreciate you spending your time with me, and I respect your time a lot. And we'll try to get to the point here and get going. But if we haven't met before, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist, and created this channel some time ago, late last year, and super happy to be coming to you tonight. So like I said, just wanted to welcome Buddha Belly and Marianne GR. Thanks for jumping in. There will probably other folks jumping in as well. So tonight's live stream is going to be about starting your project. And there's all different types of projects that we start. There's reasons why we start projects, or sometimes we don't finish those projects. But I think it's important. I saw earlier today that inspired me for today's live stream. I forgot where I saw it. I was on Instagram and just hanging out over on Instagram. And on Instagram, it was, I forgot what it was, a comment. It was like, create your own movie, create your thing, and you'll never get canceled. A lot of us have been on shows. We're working on a project, and the project gets canceled. I've spoken a lot about one of my very first projects that I was able to get as a storyboard artist, and it was starring Jackie Chan in that. I think we put several months into that project, and unfortunately it did get canceled. So when you're out there working and you're working on a project, a lot of folks out there have been working on a film or a feature animation or a televised episodic show or whatever it might be, a comic or whatever it might be, and those projects get canceled, and you never get to see the light of day on a lot of those projects. And maybe it's just budget constraints or legal issues or whatever it might be. It's just not viable, and the project gets canceled. So but when you're creating your own project, the only person that can cancel that project is you. and that was a great point I got from that Instagram just image today, and it inspired me for today's show. And I think for me, I've always done my own projects. I remember back in school, I had to do a lot of video projects. It was Super VHS at the time, and I remember you had to lug around all this equipment to go film and make your movie and do all that stuff. But it was more very project by project based, and I remember. Early on, I did my own cartoons, I did my own films, I did my own interactive, multimedia comics and all sorts of stuff. That's how I got my first, not my first job, but one of the bigger jobs to get into animation stuff was having done my own comic books, and that was so. The point is having a project, and I haven't been in school for a long time, and last time I was in school, I was teaching. I was on the other side of the desk at a university, and it's a little different. And here on YouTube, it's fun teaching again, and I really enjoy teaching with you friends out there and inspiring you. To go after your goals and help you on the course of whether if you're trying to become a great artist or just be able to draw, or if you're working on comics or you're working in animation or live action film, and you're trying to tell your story. So it's always a pleasure to hang out with you. But the point is to start a project. I think it's a great way to level up your work, level up what you're working on, is that you have a project that you're working on, and you create your own project. And I remember back, he's no longer with us, but one of my mentor advisor, who was the dean of my program, I remember you had to pitch him on your projects that you were working on. And I remember pitching the projects every quarter. You'd be pitching a new project and trying to get that project done by the end of the quarter, for some folks the end of the semester, so you could show your demo reel or whatever. However, and we would all sit as a group. It's sort of like admiring each other's work that we are working on, and everybody worked very, very diligently. Some people had the knack for it. Other people just really had to work hard and to get the basics of animation or doing other things like that, or filmmaking. And it was just great to see all the time. But a project helps you to level up your work and get better at your craft of what you're doing. And there's all different types of projects that you could be doing, in terms of the way you're thinking about it. And there's so many different opportunities. I've spoken a lot with family and friends, and just going, wow, back in the day, we didn't even have the internet, or I remember being I was working as a lab tech when I was back in college, and we're lucky to have a room full of computers, and you had to work as a lab tech so you could get access to the lab. And I remember having 25 different computers rendering so many seconds each of a 3D program, and then having to port it all to video and smashing them all together so you could actually do an animated animation. It was crazy. And here we have the internet, we have YouTube, we have different areas that we can show our work, whether if you're somebody that loves to post on Instagram and show your work that way, and that's your project. Maybe others do an online comic. I remember going out to meet, I don't know, for those of you that watched read PvP, Scott Kurtz, and I remember going out to the Charles Schulz Museum to hook up with Scott Kurtz and to meet him and see what he was doing on his web comic, and that was back in the day. It's just, there's all different types of projects. So comic projects, you can work on animated projects, whether you're a 3D or a traditional 2D or a vector-based animator. A lot of folks are working in Blender and the Unreal Engine, and we have cameras today and you could use your camera to literally make a film. You know, that was unheard of back in the day. And you know, there's so many different ways you can put your craft together, tell your stories, and get them out there. And another reason why I thought this was a great you know, thought for today's sort of hangout is, you know, I've been working on this Mermaid challenge for the month of May. So every day I'm putting out a different image. You probably saw this image earlier, you know, the full screen image of this particular warrior. Ronin warrior princess mermaid. Okay, so the month of Mermaid, there is 31 days in May. Every day, the challenge is to post up a new image of a mermaid and have fun with that. And then there's another challenge with doing an animation. I'm tending to go more towards the animation, and I'll show you what I've been working on right now. I'm trying to animate this mermaid and having some fun with it, but it's starting a project. And if you're stuck, you know, in terms of how do I get a project started, you know, I thought of Mermaid as a great example, and you're getting to see live what I'm doing, how's it been going, what is the work I'm doing. I'll have to grab some of these images real quick online, and I'll post them over here on my Photoshop files so you can see them. But it gives me a project too, and if I can do it, you can definitely do it. You know, I have a busy day. I got other things I got going on, and it's like I'm just doing this on the side for fun. You know, and to give myself it's not like I have enough on my plate right now. And I thought it'd be just sort of a great challenge. What can I come up with if I could throw the kitchen sink at mermaids? What would my mermaid world look like? And a lot of you, you know, from Marianne GR and Buddha Belly and Blissful Soul and Mammoth, you know, everybody's been giving me a lot of great ideas, and to work on this this Ronin warrior princess mermaid, you know, where everybody in the mermaid world right now is doing it. It's beautiful, beautiful, just colorful artwork, beautiful, you know, aerial style, you know, within their own style type of, you know, drawings and things like that. And I said, I want to see something a little bit rougher and tougher. So I'm putting this project together for myself, and I'm excited to see where I'm going to end up in 31 days, and how far can I push myself in terms of what I've been doing. It's only been day 5 right now as of today, and I've seen such a wide gap of my initial drawing. We could sort of look at that real quick, and you know, where I'm at today. And I was playing around with some animation. I haven't animated for a while, and I was like, man, I'm rusty. I got to get back into animating. So it's like, what can I get done in, let's see, it's literally 4 weeks from now, you know, give or take, and see what we can do for the project. So I challenge you out there, my friends, and what project are you working on? What's something that you can start and finish in a certain amount of time? And there's no deadline, you know. Other people take years to get their project done. This particular project has a pretty tight deadline, 31 days. So you get that project done. So what is the project you want to do? And start. You just start. Don't wait, you know. There's a lot of things we get mixed up in our heads of, oh, I can't do that, I'm not ready, you know, or whatever it might be. And, you know, I don't remember the last time I drew a mermaid, and you know, so I'm taking on this challenge full steam ahead. So if I can, seriously, folks, if I can do it, you can do it too. So what is that project that you want to work out? Throw it into the chat. Let me know it's something that you might be interested in, and this is your wake up call to say, go for it. You're good enough now. Whatever state you are at, you know, whether if you're just learning how to draw and you know how to draw stick figures really, really well, or you're just getting started, you know, and you're whether if it's your comic or your animated cartoon you've been trying to work on, or you're just your children's book, or you're just trying to do some funny cartoon illustrations, or you're doing a film, or, you know, whatever it might be. What is the project that you want to be working on, and why aren't you going and working on it? So you know, there's a studio that isn't going to go, we don't have the budget for you, or we need to cancel this project, or whatever it might be. So what is that project you want to be working on? And I challenge you to go for it, man. Go for it, my friends. You know, there's a lot, and I'm going to get into drawing, and so I'm drawing today. Follow along. I'm going to be talking about sort of my process of how I go about a project and sort of how do I keep myself on track. What do I am learning in this experience too? I've done a lot of projects, both professionally all the time and you know, personally. I think it's you know, if we think about a project, so something like YouTube. I'm going to tell you right now, right off the straight from the horse's mouth. I never thought I'd be you know, a YouTube influencer, you know, and I've been getting some great emails from a lot of you friends out there saying keep going. I've inspired you and other things like that. I would have never thought in 1,000 years I'd be teaching again online. And this platform, and think about this, or just this YouTube channel is a project in itself. You know, I put a lot of work into it, and you put a lot of time into watching these videos. And I want every video to be useful to you, and that it's not just sort of throwaway or just to hang out. You know, but it's useful to you. And I would have never thought of starting up a YouTube channel. You know. I was inspired by many different people, either personally talking to me and saying, hey man, get off the duff, get into it. And I've been having a blast with this, my friends. And this was it's not a simple project, it's a lot to do with this. And working on these sort of shorter length videos, man, that takes a lot of time. And, you know, as we go forward on this journey together, I've just been having a blast, but never thought I'd ever do this. So very cool, very cool. Okay, so back on to, let's go over into Photoshop, get a little poly up here. So I have some drawings I was working on. I got a bunch of things I've been working on with this particular storyline, what I've been doing. And I got over here, I just had this, you know, when I think about the Mermaid, I sort of got this tough, you know, strong, you know, mermaid. She's a Ronin. She's a fighter. You know, I think she's beautiful, but in a elegant, older way, not the young, typical, you know, Ariel that we would see in mermaids for this particular project. Hey Raul, how you doing? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Raul, where are you from, Raul? Cool. It's always a pleasure to have you, my friend. So we're talking about projects, and I think this project, I put a lot of thought into this one, and I just said, you know, in 30 days, I'm going to come up with something, you know, whether if we turn this into some sort of graphic novel, we turn it into an animated little show type of thing or something with it. I don't know where we're going with it. I'm just having a blast creating it, and I hope you're enjoying watching the processes. Oh yeah, that's right, from Brazil. That's right. Good to have you, Ro. And you know, there's when we think about a project, we create the project, right? And we create that SMART goal, that specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic, timely goal is a SMART goal. And if you're in business, you've heard of SMART goals many times. And if this is new to you, that's what a SMART goal is: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goal. So very cool stuff. And so my goal right now is to, and I don't know if I'm going to do a book out of this or if I'm going to do an animated short. Well, we'll see. I'm doing both. What the hell, you know? And we're just going to go wait to see. And what I wanted to see was something fresh. So when you do your project, do something fresh, you know? A lot of people ask me all the time, and they go, yo, Paulie, should I do, a Batman type of thing, or should I, I'm really into this manga, and I really want to draw these characters and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, if we're gonna draw Spawn, Todd McFarlane already drew Spawn. He's probably the best and knows the most about Spawn than anybody else. Let Todd go do his thing. What are you going to do your thing? You have other characters that have been created. You have Guy Ritchie, the filmmaker, director Guy Ritchie. If you've seen his work, he's done a ton of different, films out there. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. He did all the Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. You know, guy has his style. Don't when you go, there's things to learn, but if you're going to go out and go do your own project or your own little Sherlock Holmes movie, do your own spin on it. We need to hear your voice. We already know what Guy Ritchie does. We know what the comic artist like Todd McFarlane does. You know, what are those things that you can do that are different? Now, if hey, listen, if you need inspiration and you need to go draw, let me come up with a character. You need to go draw the characters from Stranger Things. Okay, I'm looking at it here because I had this drawing I did a while ago. If that gets you inspired to draw, then dang it, go do it. Go draw Stranger Things. Draw all the characters from Stranger Things. Draw the world of Upside Down. You know, all of those things. Go ahead and draw it. But I challenge you to create what is your vision? And I think by doing a project, no matter what the project is, you know, do it your way. You know, do it the way you would draw. Do it the way you see the world, because the world needs to hear your vision and see your passion. And there's so many people. If Alfred Hitchcock didn't make his style of movies, we would never have ever gotten to see that if he just copied other directors at the time. You know, if somebody like George Lucas didn't come up with the story of Star Wars and this world that he came up with, you know what I mean? We would have never have gotten into that. The Wachowskis coming out with The Matrix. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, you sit there in the collaboration of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg coming up with, Indiana Jones, you know? Yeah, there's bits and pieces pulled from old Ronald Reagan movies and other things like that, but at the end of the day, it's something fresh and new and a different perspective of the antiquity, adventure out there. So, what are the things that you're going to be? And that's what's great about doing your own projects is tell your own story in your own voice, because hey, listen, we do these things. If you're after money all the time and other things, you're not going to do it for fun. Do it for the challenge. Do it to level up your work. If you're trying to become a better artist, put in that time into that project. And that's how I feel with this particular Mermaid project. It's something out of my wheelhouse. I don't usually do. I haven't animated for a while. I haven't done anything in animation for a little while. And I was like, you know what? I got to dust off the chops, man, and get to it. And I see a lot of work out there, and it's just amazing. I'm like, well, I gotta brush up a little bit and get better at what I'm doing. So do that project. Do it in your voice. You know, like I said, if you need inspiration by drawing Spider-Man or Wonder Woman or the Care Bears or the Smurfs or whatever, go for it. Draw it. I have no issue with that. But I'd love to see your take on it. I'd love to see your voice in those things, and that's where these drawing challenges and something like this Mermaid, challenge puts you out there and lets you do something different. Barilio. Hi, Paul. Greetings from Mexico. Awesome to find your channel. Appreciate the storytelling resources. You got it, my friend. Happy you were able to join in and hang out. Tornado T, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? And then Buddha Belly says, it's the same beginning process, right? Because I don't know exactly my direction with the coffee table. Exactly. If I can share a little bit about Buddha Belly's been sharing a lot of her work with me, and I'm able to give some feedback to her, and I've just seen her progression, from when we first met to what I see today, and you're doing some great stuff, and your artwork is improving, and even if it's just a project, and I know you created your own special project that you're doing this short little animation and storyboards for, so of your own story. So I just think it's cool, and I challenge everybody out there, wherever you are. We all have unique visions of what you want to do, and a lot of studios and other folks, they want to see that unique vision at times. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that, because we're always seeing a remake of a remake of a remake, one more remake of that remake, because remember, this is a business too. These are proven. Some of these things are proven IPs and things like that, but there's always room for that something new. And you want to be able to come up with something new. You know, you sit there and look at something new, like when, because there's been a lot of talk with about Wesley Snipes and you know, as the original Blade. And if you look at the Blade movies and sort of where we are with Marvel and sort of everybody's, hopefully, you know, we've seen the course of all these different Marvel movies, but you think of something like Blade or the original Fantastic Four, or the Bryan Singer X-Men or something like that, that got the whole Marvel thing rolling, and it's been many, many years now. And you know, here we are with you know, we're going to revisit it all again with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that'll be coming out this summer. You know, so you think about, you know, somebody took a chance. You took a chance on, out of all comic characters, you know, you're sitting there looking at Blade, and when that movie hit the theaters, that was great. It was all gritty. It was at the time rated R. You know, I think it still was, but rated R. And you know, now we're coming full circle where, you know, if that Blade character happens to be in this the Deadpool Wolverine movie, that there's been a lot of talk about it and stuff. You know, but you know, that's cool. Wesley Snipes is just, you know, it was great. You know, he's the one of the originals. You know, and you look at you know, what's in Marshall Ali, you know, just coming out, and he's going to be playing Blade too. And it's cool. You got different iterations coming up with something new. Yeah, you're welcome, Buddha Belly. So again, start your project, no matter what it is. Maybe it's a drawing, like I said, a comic, maybe a comic strip, you know, or it's just a single drawing. Maybe it's an animation, whatever type of thing. So do these challenges like this. That's why I'm excited about this Mermaid challenge. I'm super excited, and the people over at the Mermaid gave me a comment too back on this last piece I just posted. Very cool, you know, cool group of folks. Everybody's you know, loves what they're doing, and just exciting to see it. There's no bad artwork. It's just everybody's different impression of mermaids, and you know, how many, you know, you sit there, it's as simple as a mermaid, and you see so many iterations of what people's visions and voices are. It's just amazing to see a bunch of artists putting their stuff together. So this is my project that I'm working on, besides many others, but this is when I added extra on to the already heavy workload to get going and have some fun with it. So, you know, a lot of people sometimes say, I'm gonna start in and start drawing too, and get going here. Let me see. Quentin, hey, good to see you. Hi, I'm trying to do my own version of Batman, who is a female character, but I'm taking inspiration from other Batman characters too. Also, hello, good to see you. Cool. Hey, if that's what inspires you and gets you to get going, and I like how you're spinning that, Quentin, where you're like, hey, listen, I love Batman. I know my youngest son, he's the biggest Batman fan right now. You know, he every time, hey, I call him on the phone, he goes, hey, it's Batman. I'm like, what am I, Commissioner Gordon? What's going on? But find that inspiration and tell that new story. You know, you think about that, Quentin. You know, how many different iterations of Batman. When I was growing up, Batman was Adam West, you know, from the 1960s TV show, and you know, that was the original Batman. And then all of a sudden, I remember being in the movie theater, and I saw the preview for the 1989 Batman with Jack Nicholson and the infamous Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, call me. I'm waiting to go fly fishing, my friend. Pennsylvania, my friend. Okay, fly fishing. So, but when Michael Keaton donned the cowl on that was like, you know, Tim Burton behind the wheel, you know, and you're like sitting there going, Beetlejuice and all this other stuff. And, you know, wow, that was an amazing, I remember that, you know, going to the movie theater, and the lines just wrapped around the building, the movie theater building, and everybody trying to get in to see Batman. Man, that was mind-blowing back in the day. And that's when a true summer blockbuster. But I remember seeing the preview, and it was Jack Nicholson was not even as the Joker. He hadn't turned into the Joker yet. And it was just, and he had the Joker card in his hand. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is Batman. I was like, oh, he's playing the Joker. And I was just like blown away. So Quentin, do your spin on it. I like what you're doing. Go for it. And if that gives you inspiration to do your own project, man, boom, go all the way in, get her done. You look at Matt Reeves right now with the Robert Pattinson Batman, that was a huge hit. You had Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan doing, you know, their iteration of Batman. It just, there's always a fresh way to look at it. And as you get into this type of business, it's like Batman's gonna be around for a long time, and we'll see. You know, you had Ben Affleck's Batman. Everybody was questioning him, just like they did with Michael Keaton. You know what? Ben did a great job. I thought I liked it. I liked his Batman. You know, I thought it was pretty cool. You know, Henry Cavill as Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. You know, Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I just thought it was cool. And here we are again. You know, with James Gunn taking the lead here to give you another iteration of those DC characters. So, but very cool stuff. Quentin, go on, go do your thing, and make it happen. You know, like I've seen Buddha Billy's work so far, good stuff, and just keep it going. So, I'm gonna keep talking while I'm gonna draw here. And I was drawing this mermaid. It was pretty slick. I thought it was cool. Just trying different things here, you know, and just trying, you know, eyes and trying, you know, what is it I'm going to do? So one of the things I said, you know what, Polly, I'm going to go and let's work on some animation. So I was a little rough on the animation side. I'm like, ooh. So while I'm playing around with this, we're going to have some fun here. And I sort of had it going on, and I'm gonna have some fun. So we had this sword wielding heroine here. Let me just see here. Got her there. I had it set up. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna draw over this a little bit. So I'm gonna work while, and I'm working with a timeline because I already put it together a little bit. I don't want to give it away yet because didn't work too long on this, but quickly. Let's just say that. Okay. So I'm going to talk while I am working here. I was putting together like a quick little animation here. Let me drop this down just a tad bit. So your own project, you know, and I think the biggest thing when you're working on your own project that people's, it's easy not to do your project. And if you fail, hey, it's cool, because failing is fine, you know, because you learn when you fail. And if you're not learning when you fail, you're not learning anything. But a lot of people sit there and they wait for the right moment in time, and they sit there and go, it's the time is not there, Polly. You know, you know, it's just not there yet, you know, and I know I could do better, and you're waiting for this perfection thing to happen, and you can't wait around. I think life will pass you by, and I think you need to go for it, you know, and we don't have a lot of time to figure things out. And I think you need to pick a project and go for it. And there's no right way or wrong way. It's to get things done and try it out. You know, don't wait till you're ready. Do it now. I think that is important is we're never ready. And by doing these projects, it prepares you to be ready. I always have a saying, if there's something that you want to become, or somebody you want to be, or whatever, is you got to do it now. Don't wait for some blessing that you finally get to do what you want to do. If this is something you want to do, you want to become an animator, an artist, you got to go and grab it and do these things if this is something you want to do. I think it is super important just to go. And whatever the whatever you got to do to get there, go and do it. I think it is super important to make it happen. And if you're sitting there all the time, coulda, shoulda, woulda, if you just started, you could, if you just start, then you can get going. And for all that anguish you were putting yourself through of waiting for the right time or the right opportunity, you could have already been doing what you wanted to be doing. Sometimes I think about, what got me going and to help me out too is there somebody out there doing what you want to be doing right now? So how do you get yourself there? How do you go from point A to point B? And you do that with these projects that you're doing. And having fun with them and just going for it. It doesn't have to be perfect. In terms of what you're doing, but you got to start somewhere. What is it that you're going to start with? And I've been having fun. It's like I would have never thought I'd be drawing so many mermaid things. It's like, I think it's pretty cool. What's hard about animation, I'm getting a little too detailed here too. Because this shot is only going to be up for so many seconds. You sit there and you can sort of see. Where's my thing here? Where we're going with this little bit and having fun. As we're doing this. So before we got together, I was putting together my animatic a little bit in terms of my animation for this particular sequence and having fun. So the first step, like I said, friends, is to that's looking pretty good. The other thing I was trying to do this sequence, and you can sort of see, is that when I was thinking about this mermaid, I was like, boy, it's hard to draw like a fight sequence with a mermaid. We talk about doing a project for yourself and having some challenges, man. when you're fighting in martial arts, I thought it was sort of funny, just to tell a quick story while we're working here, and oop, wrong thing. Turn it off. Where's my thing here? Photoshop. Oops. I'm losing everything now. What happened? Okay, capture device 2. Okay, here. I'm losing it here. What happened here? Okay, I see what happened. Oops, I was messing around over here and messed this thing up. No, wrong one. Boy, okay, there we go. Got it back again. Okay, cool. So when you're doing a project, I was just like, you learn a lot about yourself, and I was learning about here when you're doing martial arts and you have two legs planted, you're going to do a side kick or a roundhouse or whatever it might be. How does a mermaid do it with, in a sense, it's a single leg, one-legged martial artist type of thing. And so I was coming up with some crazy ideas of how she could use her speed and flipping and twirling to get the momentum to swing her fin around, and having some fun. That was a great challenge. It's sort of like, ooh, how do I do that? And make that happen. So so when you do these type of projects, I thought it was sort of fun because you're sitting there trying to figure out how so here's like the fin here, and it's like, how do I spin her around with her momentum, in terms of making her do some moves and things like that. So, and I try to keep it pretty loose. Here, let me go back, and you can sort of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's difficult to do and to pull off. And I was like, well, how do I pull that together? And I didn't draw the swords, and I got to get the swords in there. So this warrior princess. Let me trim that part off again, so we can sort of see it without the. So it makes it difficult, and so I think so when we're talking about doing your own project. So create your own project, and I think with your own project, it's going to give you some great results, and no matter what you're doing. So the first result is just start, even though you might not feel like you're ready. Just who is it? The guy Sean Cannell on Think Media. Just punch fear in the face, and just get in and get the project done and start on it. You're not worried about how good you are. You're worried about just getting in and get a project done. Buddha Belly says here, I imagine that Finn would be powerful so she can grab anything and swing into the bad guy. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that, too, is like if she's grabbing into poles, or, I was actually thinking of that she, let me draw an extra, let me go back to this other thing, because this one's not in animation mode. I was actually thinking, let me get a blue color here, is that if you think about the the mermaid. What I was thinking is that she could do. Let me move this over. The way I was thinking about it is like a move like this. So she starts this way. Tucks. Comes down, something like this. Where she spins and twirls a lot too. And then that leg. Knocks the person out, something like that. And she could do that with her her fin. Pop. And she's just gaining that momentum. So I'm thinking about it. That's sort of how I was thinking about that. Or in another, you think of the other one I was thinking about too is the Wonder Woman swirl, where she can. And she has her arms like this, and if she has like her spear, and she's doing more of a, use different colors so you can see what I'm talking about. Something like this, where it does a spin rotation like a tornado, something like that, and she's spinning around or twirling or something like that. And those are some ideas I had for it, and having fun with this. But back to the project that we were talking about is that, you sit there and you do a project. You got to be confident in whatever skill that you're doing right now. I think another thing is the journey. Enjoy the process and the journey of what you're doing and the enlightenment you get from that journey. And by practicing, I never thought I'd be drawing so many mermaids. But even just after 5 iterations from this Mermaid, I sit there and I look at, where is this character come from? And you sit there and go, well, this is sort of almost a final concept to this particular mermaid, and I think this is pretty cool. In terms of what it is. I'm getting a lot of feedback from my professional friends out there to my YouTube friends to my Instagram friends and everybody out there, just going, hey, this is pretty cool, and I like where you're going with this, and so I'm gonna have fun with this particular character, dialing her in a little bit more, and playing around with it. I don't have my dinosaur drawings up right now, but I did quite a few dinosaur drawings too, to sort of have her with her battle with some of these aquatic sea creatures as well. So pretty cool stuff. So I'm just having lots of fun with it. So let me go over here. So I think I have, let me just see, let me play real quick. I think I'm off by a frame. I gotta, you'd sort of get the idea of how that's working there, and I'll play around with this. Okay, let me go back to that shot I wanted to work on. So yeah, you'll definitely learn quite a bit when you're doing your artwork, and I think it's a cool thing to have that project. You'll always learn. And that's what's cool about all this, is that you're going to learn something. You're going to learn by doing, in terms of what you're doing. Appreciate everybody joining in. If you're having fun with the live stream, I invite you to join and subscribe to the channel. I'd super appreciate that. I just never would have thought we'd have so many people following, and it's amazing for friends out there like you supporting the channel with your subscription. And don't forget to hit that bell notification button. It will notify you the next time I'm hosting a live stream or a video or a short or whatever it is. I started doing some posts. I hope you've been enjoying some of the posts that I've been putting out too. So yeah, feel free. Hit that bell notification button. That's the secret of letting you know next time I post. So right now we've been going 3 times a week on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then I also have been sneaking in a couple little quick little hits on doing traditional work and stuff like that. So if you've enjoying that, I'll keep doing it. If it's something you enjoy, just hanging out a little bit. Tornado T says, I'm drawing along with you. Lots of laughs. Cool. Appreciate it. And then also too, even with the video just drop a quick like on the video and just a quick comment on this actual video. It helps tell the YouTube algorithm, hey, listen, we want to see more Polly stuff. Bring them out here. We'd love to see it. So I appreciate you. Okay, let's go work on this a little bit more. So we were talking about learning. We were talking about going after your project, and hearing your voice. And I think that's a critical thing, is to hear your voice in terms of the artwork you like doing and you like to see. And like with this project, I think for me, it's like I just wanted to see something fresh and new. I didn't want to see the same old thing. And I think that is it's a tough topic because you have to come up with what you're doing and how are you going to go after it. What is your voice? What is your artwork? I think you do, like we've spoken about it before. I think you find your voice in time. It takes time to develop that voice. But you can definitely do it. We talked about finding your style. You know, what is your voice? Having some fun with this one. You can sort of see the process of it all coming together here. Is everybody drawing, or? See how we're going to do this. Let's go like this. Sort of see how I work when I'm simplifying and just sort of get this party started here. As we're pulling this thing together. I'm just seeing where I can go with this. And then as we're working on this drawing here. Yeah, so I'm curious on where I'm going to go with this particular project. Like I said, I've been having fun with it. And just sort of excited to see where we're going to go with this thing. A little bit thicker brush here. So I'm just having fun. If anybody wants to add anything to the chat, let me know. Answer any questions. My mermaid came out looking more like a mer and less of a maid. I'm just trying to know. That's funny. Just as long as you go at it. Go for it. Yeah, just keep practicing. Tornado T. Duplicate that layer. So one of the things I'm going to do. Change a few things on here. Do 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 do. Trying to see how. Trying to see how we're going to put this together a little quicker. Actually, let's lose that. Lose that piece right there. Yeah, no worries. Hey, Blissful Soul, how you doing? Glad you're able to join. Just putting together this drawing real quick. Try to make this whirl. Like it. Cool. Trying to, maybe this might be our post for day 5 here. As we're working on this thing together. Let's see. Oops. Wrong color. Make that smaller. Yeah, I'm just having fun and just drawing and doing my thing. Let's try something different here, just to mix it up a bit. Hey, Mammoth17. Again, thanks for the coffee, Mammoth. Appreciate it. Mammoth treated me to a coffee the other day. Super appreciate you, buddy. Let's try to see if I can take this a little bit. Glad everybody's having a good time and you're watching and hanging out. Let's get some bubbles in here. Yeah, I don't like that so much. Trying to do some sort of like sea flower, but let's get rid of that. sort of coming together here. She's a warrior, so we're going to add that little bit of warrior battle damage on there a little bit. Have some fun with that. Let's get her tail in there too. Just a little bit more. Like that, and then let's get the tail in there somewhere. See how we're going to do this. Do that tail. Let's just play around with that, see if we can get this to work. Like that. Cut it in there if we have to. So add some other fill or something in there. See how this will look. See, Mama says, Mammoth said he's schooled in storyboarding and has scripts and photo reference storyboards but needs a drawer. Asked to see my work. What should I do? Trying to understand what you're asking there. Said he's schooled in storyboarding and has scripts and photo reference for storyboards. So were you given a pitch Bible or something like that? Trying to understand. Oh, okay. That direction the same way. I guess that message was for me. It wasn't for me. Okay. Just playing around with this. Trying to make this look a little bit more cinematic. Okay. Try one more thing and we'll call it over noodling. Okay, let's. Draw some action lines here. How would you like this? That's one thing I'm fixing there. What's that issue here? Fix this eye a little bit. Yeah, you like that, Buddha Belly? Yeah, let's go in there. I think we, let's drop her hair. Yeah, we got her going on tonight. I gotta have a little bit more consistent in the character design. Staying on model. Tune that just down a little bit. Just let it roll because it looks more feverish. Cool. Let's save that real quick. And then file. Save as. Oops. Div 6. Come on. JPEG. Cool. We got that going on. Yeah, I can't read your text, Mammoth 17, but meet someone who is. It's like a cool. I'm so happy everybody was able to hop onto tonight's live stream. Again, this looks pretty cool. I think we did a good job together. Let me go back over here. Okay. Let me answer your question real quick. Mammoth 17. Someone wants to see my portfolio but haven't made a storyboard portfolio before. I'm not sure what to send. Made only one storyboard for a competition. What would you do? Good question. When do they want to see your work, Mammoth 17? Throw it up there on the chat. Cool. You like the shading? Yeah, it was simple. Just using modifying the opacity. It's something I do for final boards. It's just pretty quick and dirty. Appreciate that, Tornado T. So Mammoth 17, when do you have to submit to your prospective client? Yeah, if you don't have any storyboards yet, I would just, they obviously reached out to you because they like what they're seeing so far. If they reached out to you, and send what you have right now, or if you have time to put something together to do that, depending on what your deadline is. I'm waiting for you to respond. I'll give it a second here. Cool. I'm going to post this image up on Instagram. This turned out pretty good. Cool. Okay, Mammoth 17. If you want, I'm gonna throw up my contact information for you, and you can just shoot me an email or a DM or something, and if you want to answer my questions that way. So someone wants to see my portfolio but haven't made a storyboard portfolio before. Not sure what I should send. Made only one storyboard for a competition. What would you do? Yeah, depending on how much time you have. If you have time, you can put something together. If you don't have time, then you can send what you have and just see where it lands you. Yeah, but here's my contact information for everybody. You can reach me at mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com. That is mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com. You could also DM me over on Instagram and be helpful for you that way. So Mammoth17, yeah, reach out to me either on email or something, whenever you get a chance. And I get a pretty busy afternoon and early evening tomorrow, but if you send me a quick email with a little bit more data points on what your client is looking for, I can answer your question for you. But other than that, I hope everybody had a great time hanging out today. I had a fun time with this one. So again, to recap on everything, go do those personal projects. You're worthy, and I know there are people that enjoy seeing your work, and I want you to try to be as original as you can in terms of what you do, and even like you're doing your own take on Batman or whatever. What is your vision of Batman? How do you look at that? Remember, you're good enough right now. Don't worry about perfection and that you have to be a qualified this or that to be able to do that. Go and create that project that you want to do. Enjoy the process. Enjoy learning. Enjoy the struggle, because you're just going to benefit off of everything. You're going to learn how to do better at your artwork. You're going to learn better at whatever software you're using. You're going to get better at your drawing skills. You're just going to get better. Believe in yourself. Have a deadline to that particular project. Sort of have an end date. And you know what? You might finish the project and re-look at it later and sit there and go, I'm going to redo that again. I can do even better. And it's all about the learning experience of what you're doing. And, tell your stories. And you have a unique vision, my friends. Shout that vision out. Share that vision with the world. So use your Instagram, use YouTube, use whatever platform, and share your artwork out there. So enjoy, my friends. Again, if you enjoyed the live stream, want to drop me a coffee. I always love having coffees, but I'm not sponsored, but I participate in this buy me a coffee, and I thank you so much. And there's a lot of people on the stream that have already bought me coffees, and I really super appreciate you. But if you feel like you enjoyed and learned something new today on the live stream, I'd appreciate a coffee. It's sort of my little tip jar there too. So feel free to drop a coffee in. I'd appreciate it. Plus, I drink so much coffee to be up here so late in the morning. What is it, 1:30 in the morning? Oh my goodness gracious. But always a pleasure to be with you, friends. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell notification button to be notified when the next live stream comes out. If I have a free time off sometime in the middle of this week, I'd be happy to give you one of those extra live streams throughout the week. Whenever I get a free chance, I'll try to share a little bit of what I'm doing on this particular, Ronin Mermaid scenario. Look for it on Instagram. I'll post this picture up there on Instagram. But again, have a beautiful night, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this stream. I will see you on the next live stream. Till then, take care. Have a great night.